Today's episode, we're going to take a look at blueprinting a building in 5-foot squares. You ready? The next step is to take each of these buildings and break them down into 5-foot squares. That means each square represents a 5 by 5 area. And being this is a small town, we can probably do that right now. Alright, set that aside. And we will begin with the Wave Crest Inn. Alright, now when we drew the city, we were thinking about scale. And at that point, we could say that each square was, let's say, 100 feet. Yes. Approximately, well, let's say 25 feet. So that we know that if 2 squares for the Wave Crest Inn, let me show you that again. 2 squares by 2 squares, it would be 50 feet by 50 feet, which is approximately 2,500 square feet. Not bad for an inn. Alright, so now what we're going to do is if each of these is 5 feet squares, then we need 10 of them. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Adjust the paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, finish up the square. Obviously, your buildings don't have to be all squares or all square shaped. You can do like different angles, triangles, ellipticals, round areas. But for the purposes of this inn, I will make it all very sharp angles. Alright. So this is the first floor of the Wavecrest Inn and Suites. And we'll need a place for the door to be. Well, if we designate this north, and if that has been north on each of the maps we've drawn, then the door should be facing by the harbor. Let's put the door over here. Okay. So, we will represent the door with a letter D. Obviously, D for door. Alright. In fact, we may do a double door. Kind of like one of those old Western bar style doors. Okay. Now we talk about the interior. You're going to need a desk for your innkeep to stay by. We can put that probably over in this corner here. That way when visitors come in, they have a large area to roam around before going to the desk. Makes them feel a little bit more at home, and they can mill about if there's large numbers of them. Let's see, so let's put desk like so. And we'll give him a way out, but we will put a swinging door in there. We'll represent that also by a D. And so we have the desk here. Well, visitors are going to need a place to sit. And maybe a fireplace. Why don't we do a fireplace? We can do that by putting it out here like this. Fireplace can be represented by a simple FP. And a few chairs. Yeah, now we get to flex those little artistic muscles by drawing curves. Yeah. I don't know if that looks more like a chair or a very tiny moon base, but hey, it will work for now. And how about we do another one over here, facing that way maybe? go. Maybe even put a small couch in here. Let's go like this. Bring it out. There we go. Curve it around. Oh, nice little charming area. You come in, kick back, take off your boots and your cloak, and rest in front of the fireplace. Oh, it needs a table. Definitely needs a table. Where else are you going to put your beer? Alrighty. So you have a fireplace, place for 4 people to sit down. You might even do a secondary fireplace over here with the same purpose. And let's say fireplace. A couple of other chairs. One here. There we go. That looks a little bit better, I guess. Maybe. Alright. And we don't want them too close to the fireplace. And do something like this. Maybe another couch. And approximate dimensions are perfectly okay. For example, each of these couches would be about 10 feet long, which is enough for 2 seats. Chairs are 5 feet, so enough for 1 seat. Table here and here probably be more like, 6 foot by 6 foot tables, or 6 foot by 4 foot tables, maybe even. Given approximate dimensions. All right, now, as you can tell, we filled up this area. We're going to need a place for the rooms. Well, that's pretty clear. But these guys they're ship people. They're pirates, or they're privateers, or they're sailors, or they're merchant sailors. They're pretty good at climbing. Instead of having a staircase, let's put a ladder. In fact, we can even put a couple of ladders. And we will designate these ladder up. Okay, so they come in, they sit down, they have a beer or so, they go up the ladders into a second story. But where does the innkeeper live in? Does he live in one of these houses over here? Does he live in the big house? Well, if he's going to be spending a lot of time at his inn, running his inn and suites, he probably ought to live there. So let's come over here and put a down ladder. We'll represent that by LD, ladder down. So now we know it's at least 3 stories. It's got a basement and it's got an upstairs. Okay? So now we need to draw those. Let's take a few squares off, and we'll start with our box shape. And it will be 10 by 10 once again. Of course, if you want it to be different dimensions to create more of a stylistic feel, you can have a very small base with a wider area upstairs, or you could have a very wide downstairs and make it almost look like a pyramid. You can have it using magic and force fields if you want to. You can have it pretty much any shape you like. Even floating areas with teleporting locations that will send you directly to your room, or wherever else in the inn you might need to go. Alright, well, we need to reference these ladders, so we're going to put them in the same place. This, one there, one space over, and another ladder there. So these guys are ladder down slash up, because we're going to build a third story on top of this. Okay. Alright. So as you notice, I left a space in between the ladders, and I left space on either side of the ladders. This allows them to disembark the ladder and go off onto a walking area, which then can be referenced, platform per se. And we can go 1, 2. Oh, let's go one more out. Yeah. No, we're going to do it that way. That'll work actually really well. Go 3. And then we'll go 1, 2. This will be relatively small rooms per probably. Each square is 5 feet, so they will be 15 by 15 foot rooms. Not very big, very, very modest for an inn. They will have doors, obviously. They will have a place to walk through. Let's see. I have one over here as well. Perhaps with an independent area for the door, giving it a different feel. Okay. Let's see, we can do 3. Or we can space it more. Let's space it more. 3 here. Put the door on this side. And we can do a room in the center. Nearly center anyways. And maybe this door is on this side. That could work. Okay. Alright, and this area out here may be a common area. Maybe with a small table and a couple of chairs. We can also reference tables with a T. We can go back and do that here even. And let's see. Small table, go with a chair. These chairs might even be a little bit smaller, kind of more like our folding chairs. Less comfortable, but still serviceable for the purposes of a modest inn. Alright. Alright, so we have 4 rooms here and a ladder up down, so they can continue to go up. Let's see, in the room you're going to need a bed. That's clear, so we'll put the bed over here. References it with a B. Maybe some sort of a closet where you can hang up your clothes with a C. We can even write out bed there. I don't think the closet's going to fit in that square, so we'll just put C to represent that. And maybe a little sconce for some sort of a light, maybe a torch, or a candle, something along those lines. Okay, and that works. So we can do a bed over, yeah, we're going to do the bed over this side here. Closet in this corner. And maybe torch the sconce over here. Likewise, we can do a bed over here. Whoops. Let's a little bit straighter at least. And a closet here. And a torch sconce here, or a candle sconce there. And then this can be over here, bed. Closet. Let's go closet close to the door. There we go, like we did with the other ones. Closet and bed and sconce. Okay. If if you wanted a different feel, you could take these bedrooms and scoot them over here, giving you more of a central area to hang out in. We might even do that with the next floor up. We might even only put 2 rooms in the next floor, so there'll only be 6 rooms available at this inn, maybe. And we could do something else with the other area. In the meantime, however, let's go to that ladder down. We'll reference the ladder down when we're done drawing out our square. It'll be the first thing that we reference, so we remember where we're entering from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rotate this around so I can get a better straight line here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And the nice thing about doing a ladder down is it could also possibly serve as a cooking area or a root cellar area where they store vegetables and hanging meats and such. And it serves the purposes of an inn. You should be able to feed your people. In fact, let's go back up to this. And we can even, let's see if that guy's going to be there. Disembark this way. Put the dumbwaiter over here. Let's put the dumbwaiter over here. A dumbwaiter is kind of like an elevator. So, but it's a tiny elevator, and it's often used to hoist food up from downstairs or drop it down to lower areas. So we can just mark this with a star and reference the star down here as the dumbwaiter. Okay, and that means if they do end up cooking food down here, they can bring it to the dumbwaiter, lift the dumbwaiter up, and your host can then serve the food on these tables by these fireplaces where they're having their ale and their card games or discussing business, talking about what treasure and loot might await them. Alright, so we decided that on the downstairs, that's where the innkeeper's going to live. So he's going to need a room. Let's give him a moderately big room. Let's go 4 by 4 squares. Alright. His bed's going to be the same size. 5 by 10. He might have a little nightstand or a table. So I'm going to go bed here. Table there. That table will be by the sconce. He's going to have a closet. Maybe a bigger closet for him. I mean, he lives here after all. So now we can actually fit the word closet in there. And maybe he has a chest downstairs. Heck, if you have a rogue in your group, maybe their plans isn't just to stay here for the night, but maybe rob the guy who lives downstairs. Alrighty. So that's where he's going to sleep. And maybe he has a son or a daughter who helps him with the day-to-day business. They need a room too. Their room's probably about the same size as one of the hotel rooms. I mean, after all, they're not the owners of the place, they just work there. So, we'll throw another closet, another bed, and a sconce, and a door here. Oh, by the way, we need to note the door there. Okay. And then we can do like a cooking room, cooking area, with a larger fireplace. Even represent that by 2 squares by 3 squares. Maybe even call it a fire pit or a cook pit. You know, maybe they salt fish and roast it over a fire. Ooh, and handily, let's check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. It's not quite lined up with the fireplace, but, you know, maybe add some heat to the fireplace. Maybe that's where more visitors gather because it's warmer, especially in the winter times. Okay, so you got a cook pit there. You might have a work table here. Let's give them a little bit more room for the work table. This could be where they cut fish, so on and so forth. We definitely need that ladder up, or that ladder up referenced here. So we don't forget. We don't want to cover it up with something else. And we definitely need the dumbwaiter reference, so we don't block out that area as well. Okay, so we have a dumbwaiter and a ladder up. Okay, we have a table here. And maybe out in this area is where they actually hang their fruits and veggies, or their fish. They store it in barrels. Let's put some barrels here then. Just represent them by round circles, or their ale. Maybe do a couple of ale kegs over here, or maybe this is where the fish is kept and that's where the ale is kept. All right. So we can call this barrel. Maybe with a B star. And then kegs represented with a K. And we can reference the B star over here to represent barrel. A key is kind of important in case you forget what your notations mean. All right, so now we have the wave crest in. Oh, we do need another upstairs. That's right. Let's do that right now. I know what we can do with the upstairs. We can build a stage there. Like that, where a bard can perform. Or they can do karaoke night. Alright, so we have space and ladder up. Or it would be ladder down now. Ladder down, space. Another ladder down. Let's go with the stage being right here. Let's actually move it over a square because I have an idea for possibly where the bard will stay. The bard gets a nicer room than the youngster of the owner. His door is here. It leads out to the stage. Which is here. And maybe he has a little prop room right here. Designate that prop room. Put a door on that side. We can even do bunk beds if there are multiple bards. So, let's see. Door, prop room. Stage. Alright, and so we room here. Do, say, a couple of beds. 1, 2. A double closet beside them. Maybe it's a duo or a married couple. Sconce there on the wall. And you've got your stage, you've got your prop room, and we're going to put in a couple of other rooms up here. So let's go with the rooms on this side. Oh, my pencils. Let's run out. We'll just switch pencils. Always handy when you're drawing to have an extra pencil. Okay, represented by door. And we're going to do a hallway. We'll do... Well, actually, we're going to go with a smaller hallway. Better to have a larger area getting off the ladders in case they've had a bit too much to drink. Not that I'm encouraging adventurers to drink. Alrighty. Do a door here. Okay, we put the bed here. Closet here. Sconce here. We can go bed here, sconce here, closet here, sconce here. There we go. All right, a little gathering area here. We can even throw in some chairs for this area here. Once again, I'm horrible at drawing chairs, but I'll do my best. There we go. Oh, they're starting to look a little bit better, maybe. There we go. Maybe another one over here by the prop room. Let's go with... Alright, so we got 4 people there, you know, there might even be a few other places where people can sit at the foot, and they just sit on the floor because they're not lucky enough to get a chair. You have the stage, you have the 3rd floor. Now, we need to label these. This is entry room, entry area. Let's see, let's call that 1st floor. This is 2nd floor. Let's learn how to spell right. There we go. Floor. This will be 3rd floor. And basement. Alright. And there you have the Wavecrest Inn and Suites. So, label that Wavecrest Inn and Suites. Maybe they call it Wavecrest Inn and Suites because eventually they're going to build a 4th floor and put the suites up there. Alright, so we have the Wavecrest Inn and Suites. The next building we want to tackle is... How about the fish processing warehouse? Alright. Now...
Take a break?
Yeah.
Okay.
This episode has been brought to you in hopes that we will eventually get sponsored by Mountain Dew.